Welcome. I'm Halcyon, and this is Hug Nation. Today I want to talk about getting comfortable with discomfort. They say that all growth happens outside of your comfort zone. And that is a beautiful meme, and that is a clever graphic to show as a Venn diagram. But I've been thinking about it a lot lately and what that really means. That means that to live a rich life, you really have to be very comfortable being out of your comfort zone. You really have to develop a comfort with it. Otherwise, you're constantly living in this battle between the short-term feeling of this, I feel okay right now, and to change would make me not feel okay. And you're constantly having to kind of make this argument or debate or make a case for yourself of what is going to feel better once you get on the other side of this comfort. It's always going to be this hill in front of you, always going to be this obstacle of this discomfort. Because it is true. You cannot grow without discomfort. And that is in every direction, even in the gym. You know, you cannot build larger muscles without the discomfort or the pain or the struggle of breaking down the muscle. And you cannot develop a new skill without going through the awkward phases. And that's something that as I've been thinking about this lately, has been a huge one for me to kind of step into my responsibility for my growth. I have not, throughout my life, had the best relationship with training and discipline and stepping into a new skill that I obviously am not good at because it's new to me, and sticking with it and practicing and asking for help and looking stupid as I stumble or bruise myself. And I have so much admiration for the people I know that are really into practicing and training, and the people that, you know, get excited about, like people in the flow community. I'm always blown away with how much the culture involves learning new things, teaching new things. And it's so inspiring to me as someone who, I get that discomfort so quickly when I'm handed something like, try this. And I'm like, like I'm so to like an addiction or a desire to be impressive that I get paralyzed. You know, I almost have to make it a joke, or it's important for me to be good for a beginner, or, you know, I have all of these struggles with just being okay with being uncomfortable, being okay with awkwardness. And when you think about the number of opportunities that you miss because you don't walk through the awkwardness, you don't walk through the discomfort, you don't at least just sit with it and let it pass, because the discomfort of the situation, the awkwardness of a new scenario, for example, or asking a question that you don't know what the answer is, or you might be afraid of the answer, the number of times that the reality is as difficult as the imagined thing that you're worried about is rare. And it goes in terms of, you know, physical things. It goes in terms of skill sets. It goes in terms of even behaviors. You know, I know when I was younger, I went into my 20s before I ever asked a woman to dance at a club. Or, you know, I would like dance with people on the dance floor, or I would dance with friends, but to like walk up to someone who says, "Hey, do you want to dance?" Or that was the discomfort that I felt in that moment was so uncomfortable for me that I never crossed through it. I never endured it long enough to find out if this person and I had chemistry, if this person was someone I was supposed to meet. I mean, clearly they were supposed to teach me something. They're supposed to teach me that I've got a long ways to go with being comfortable with discomfort. And I had such a awe and kind of a resentment for guys that did not have that discomfort, for guys that would just be, you know, wolves and just could accept the rejection or the judgment or the whatever the worst case scenario was, but we could accept that as part of, that's just how this game is played. Now, in recent Me Too divulgences, it's kind of become clear that there's a gray area there between playing the game respectfully and making people uncomfortable. And I think I was so afraid of making people uncomfortable that I bowed out of any sort of interactions. And I think that that is something that you can apply that in so many places, whether it's asking for a raise or telling someone that you work with that they're doing something that is not acceptable, or you think they could do better, or someone speaks about something in a way that makes you uncomfortable, whether that is asking for something in the bedroom that you know you want, but you're embarrassed to say to your partner or partners or escort or whatever. And so it's like this keeps coming up to me as people are asking me for advice on things, and as I'm hearing people talk about things, as I'm looking at my life right now, as I'm transitioning to a big new project that involves all sorts of new skills, I'm stepping into these places of uncomfortableness. And I had some of these self-judgment thoughts in that, gosh, I have been working on myself so long. I have worked through so many issues. Why am I uncomfortable? Why can't I, and it's, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, oh, well, this is insane. Like, just because you have mastery in tennis doesn't mean that when you go to play football that you're going to be able to be awesome when you start. And so anything that is outside of what you're used to is going to have a stumbling period. And just that awareness of that this is not a failure, this is not a weakness, this is not a example of any lack. It is simply a demonstration of going in a new direction, of trying a new thing. And that I should celebrate the awkwardness. I should cultivate the awkwardness. As I'm feeling that, if I could be, and I can remind myself, and I'm trying to do now as I'm having tasks on my list of like calling people, and which is not my go-to form of communication, and saying, oh, the fact that I feel a little angsty, the fact that I woke up super early or had trouble sleeping last night, that means I'm on the path. That means I am in the discomfort growth period. So good for me. Instead of, why are you still struggling with these things? Because it's a new thing. And even old things need to be practiced. And you can't, the first time you lifting 200 pounds last week does not mean you can lift it this week unless you're training throughout. I had lunch with a friend this weekend, and he was asking for advice on behalf of his nephew, who was in like 15 years old and had confessed that he was struggling with confidence. That he'd started working out in the gym, and he wished that he had started earlier because he wished that he had more confidence as he was going into the new school year. And first of all, we're like, that's so impressive that you're, at 15, you're like aware that you're lacking self-confidence and seeking ways to grow it. But we were talking about how would you give someone advice on gaining confidence? And I was wary to say, yeah, working out is because you don't want to hinge your confidence on your size, because truthfully, there's so many things out of your control. I remember working my hiney off and gaining a little bit of muscle, and then other friends that were huge, they worked out, and they were just body type and biology plays such a big part. However, the more I realize it is, if you work out and you get stronger, you will feel better. And the more we were like talking about, like, actually anything that you practice, anything that you get comfortable with and better at gains confidence. I saw Jesse Elder speak this weekend. He said, confidence can only be gained with proof. You can't summon confidence. You do stuff and then gain confidence because you go, oh, I can do that. maybe even being comfortable with discomfort is something that you can gain confidence in. I'm working on my confidence in my discomfort. I'm pretty darn good at this awkwardness. See, I'm practicing. But I found that to be that awareness of anything practiced has these ripple effects of your confidence that are well beyond the skill that you're actually practicing. It is a demonstration to yourself that you are on a trajectory that is getting better. And so without some sort of training, without some sort of practice, without something that you are gaining, getting better at, or I'm hesitant to say that because I know that a yoga practice, you don't want to fall into the trap of getting better at yoga. You don't want to fall into the trap of getting deeper into your poses and competitive yoga, but there is, as you get to levels of comfort, and your practice can be, even without, gains, there is a development of comfort and ease. I guess I need to think more about that. Maybe you can give me your thoughts in comments of how, if there's maybe two paths of growth that happen through your practice. One is developing skills that gain self-confidence, and one is simply a discipline that can bring you a peace. Maybe I should have thought this through. Now I feel uncomfortable. Winning! So, as I am stretching into new places, I'm going to work on embracing the discomfort, celebrating the fact that, ooh, that feels really awkward. I must be doing awesome. And I encourage you to do the same. Say the thing that you're scared of saying. Wear the thing you're scared of saying. Wear the thing you're scared of wearing. And without judgment of the feeling, take it as a sign that this is you kicking ass. This is you becoming a stronger, more profound example of your truth. Thank you. Now that wasn't so awkward, was it? Let's have a hug. Grab yourself by the shoulders. And be grateful for this body and the sensations it gives you. Even the sensations of butterflies in the stomach and choked up and nervous jitters. All of these things can be celebrated when we can realize the human experience is this incredible ride, this incredible process that is a gift. No good or bad, just different experiences. And beneath the physical experiences are the thoughts and the beliefs and the allegiances that make us attached to the way things happen in the world. And that's fun, that's exciting, and that gives you drama. And then beneath the physical and beneath the thoughts is the energetic love energy that lights us up, that lights everyone up. And if we can get beyond the thoughts and beyond our hiccups and our physical shells clacking, we just, this one harmonious human family. And so let's take 3 breaths from that place. In through the nose. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all the Love Warriors, happy Hug Nation. I love you.